Spiritual hygiene, clearing, and protection. Throughout history, there are many different tools and methods that have been used in different cultures and traditions to help clear and protect people on an energetic level. Some of these include white sage smudging with prayers, ceremony and rituals, using blessed water, essential oils, and salt baths, hanging or growing herbs with protective qualities such as rosemary by the front door, wearing protective crystals, charms, and talismans with different symbols, earthing and grounding out in Mother Nature, performing wind baths and mud baths too, and even using candles or eggs to draw out negative entities or energy from within a person. While some of these tools and methods can help to clear or protect a person and their environment from malevolent forces, it's important to understand that much of what we have been taught are lies. Many of these practices were either designed or influenced by dark ones, with the intention of having people worship different entities, many of which are dark, and steering them away from Daddy and the truth. Never before has spiritual hygiene been more important and made so simple and effective as it is now by King John Smarty with Daddy's blessing and guidance. Nothing compares to the tools and knowledge that you will attain from King Smarty and while working directly with Daddy, Source, our Creator. All of King Smarty's products are loaded with healing frequencies and will add extra layers of protection as well as assist in the clearing process. Feel free to utilize them for extra potency while doing clearing and protection work. Let's talk about clearing ourselves and protecting ourselves. Let's begin with when we leave the house. Okay, whenever I leave my home, I'm about to leave my home, I find it's really, really good spiritual practice to protect myself. Okay, so for me, I visualize reinforcing my source protective shield, okay, an impenetrable source protective shield, okay, filled with love and light frequencies. It's a very bright shield. Then I expand it outwards 50 feet or so, okay, beyond my body, okay, to protect me. Then I layer on black diamond shield. I see that manifest, okay. Angelic protection. So I see the angels circling around, protecting me. And then I like to put on my invisibility cloak. Done. Done. Okay. Once you have put out those commands and visualize those things happening, you will feel protected. You will see that you are actually no longer visible to dark beings, okay? Because these dark beings can remote view you. They can also be walking around in physical form, okay? They can also be walking around in spiritual form, okay? So it's really important to protect yourself, especially if you're leaving the house. Even if you're not leaving the house, perhaps you're about to do a live, like a Zoom call, for example, like what Sue does with King John Smarty. I'm sure that she is cloaking herself and protecting herself every time she gets on one of those calls, okay? Because they like to tap in, they like to mess with our shit, the dark ones, okay? And we want to make sure that we are safe, that we are secure. We always know Daddy's looking out for us, but it just makes things a little easier if we can put those layers of protection on before we go ahead and do something, especially something important, or if we're leaving our safe, secure homes, okay? Now, another thing that I like to do is every morning and every night, I like to reinforce my source protective shields for myself, all of my loved ones, especially those in my household. I also have two children that I live with their father some of the time, so I reinforce their source protective shield, angelic protection. I like to see those shields around them, and then I like to expand it outwards. So I do the same thing that I do for myself, for each of my loved ones, and for my home, okay? Because I like to make sure there's a really nice, secure barrier, energetic barrier around my home so that no one, nothing that is dark or malevolent in nature can enter this safe zone, okay? Um, I I feel it helps me sleep at night when I do it before bed, okay? And I also feel it helps me start my day in a safe, secure, and loving way if I set up those protective shields, if I reinforce them. Okay, of course they're already all there, but we want to reinforce them and make sure that we're paying attention to any blockages, sorry, not any blockages, any openings in those layers. You know, if there's any fractures, or, you know, if for some reason they've come down overnight, we want to make sure they reestablish and they're strong and formidable and we are safe and protected. Okay. The next thing that I would like to talk about is clearing. So protecting is something that we should just do all of the time, as often as possible, but clearing is something we should also do as often as possible. So if you can work that into your morning or evening routine, so when you wake up in the morning, have your shower, I find that water is incredibly cleansing. I find that when I put out commands for clearing myself, right, for clearing my auric field, my energetic field, when I do that in the shower, I can visualize and I can feel the water holding those memories and washing down the drain. So any of that dark filth that's attached itself to me or to someone in my home or to, you know, my home in general, when I have a shower, I find it really, really easy, and it really helps me to see and visualize and feel clean, feel it melting away, washing away, and dissolving. Okay. So the kind of commands that I like to do, which I've kind of already spoken about briefly in the Jedi method video, because we like to clear ourselves when we're working with our charms and things like that. So what I like to do is something along these lines, and feel free to switch and change and adjust to whatever works for you and whatever comes to your mind. Okay. I clear myself of all darkness, anything that does not serve the light. I install universal truth and love. I like to visualize a nice white beam of light flowing down from the crown, right down to the bottom, and expanding outwards around me. I then see almost like a white propeller moving up through my body, energetic propeller. And it's like spinning and pushing out and away anything dark that doesn't serve me. So I clear myself of any negative or dark entities, energies, or attachments. I sever the bonds or any dark attachments. I clear any dark attacks, and I return to sender with heavy love and light blankets. Done, done, done. And that's it. Okay, you've cleared yourself. Now you can go ahead and use the different like purifying and clearing hollows that you might find on Bubble on Smarty's website, or you can go ahead and use your charm if that helps you. But I just like to visualize those things, right? Because we know it already exists. We know these things are already there. So clearing and protection, super, super, super important. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Keep it up. When you feel like you're having a bad day, if something, you know, off is happening to you, you're feeling unwell, excuse me, speak of the devil. If you're feeling off, if you're feeling unwell, something bad's happening to you, the first thing you need to do is recognize that everything is energy, okay? Everything happens energetically before it manifests into the physical. So if you're suffering a physical ailment, if you have, you know, broken your arm, if you have had a car accident, if you have, you know, even down to small things, you know, you missed your appointment, you've been rushing around feeling really stressed and anxious all day, recognize first and foremost, it is nothing but an attack. Okay, it's the dark ones. They're meddling with you. Okay, and then of course your programming comes in, and oh my gosh, I'm getting sick, and oh my gosh, I'm having a bad day, and oh, nothing works out for me. Blah blah blah. We manifest that shit further and further and further by having those old programs in our mind. Okay, that's okay. Just recognize it's nothing but an attack, and attacks are nothing but energy. And we have in our arsenal, right, all of the frequencies to combat whatever that attack is, okay? And then to clear ourselves in our energetic field, those around us, our homes, and then protect ourselves, reinforce the protection. If you need to call in extra help, remember the healing and request group is there. Remember, there are some really beautiful, experienced, generous Jedi out there that are more than willing to help you if you are coming under strong attack. And then please also remember that King John Smarty, He will heal and protect you, okay? If you're really struggling and you have a really heart attack and you feel like it's beyond what yourself or another Jedi can handle, okay? Nothing you're doing is working, then please go to the king. He is more than happy to help, or the queen for that matter, Jasmine, okay? And they will help you. They will clear things up. And please, please, please remember, guys, faith and knowing is everything. Just like with everything we do here with source directives, working with these frequencies, although these things can manifest and happen without knowing, without having faith, I find they work a whole lot better when you do. Okay. All right. Awesome. I hope this helps.